Hello, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. This is Joy Leaves Tarot, where we get to your greatness one tea leaf at a time. All right, if you're new here, smash that like button, hit that follow, and let's get started. This is all signs, take what resonates, just like a complete download for the collective of what's happening in the world for you. How can you make money and power and like your love life, all of it. Whatever we see, this is meant for you from your higher ups. All right. Ooh, okay. Well, this is interesting because you are going to have a changed world thing coming on. But first, you're realizing you're not falling for the narrative, the okie doke. You're not going to be okay with being lied to. Look at this 9 of Swords, tears and frustrations, letting go of emotions. You're like out with the old emotions, the tears, the frustrations, in with the new, because you're no longer settling. You're like, I don't see what I want, whether it's love life, job opportunities, lifestyle, society, what is happening? It says 4 of Cups, money fluctuations bring offered something you may not want. You're turning down, non-regenerative farmed goods. Like you're looking away from the glyphosate, the toxins, the food supply being contaminated, the data centers using up water. You're like, I don't want that lifestyle. I don't want 15-minute cities. I don't want surveillance state. I don't want loss of First Amendment rights. Like, this is free speech era. Okay, period. And you're like, I don't want that. So you see like there's a tightening of social media, whether it's like new social media, now they're like all controlled. Maybe the databases are now doing data scourge. And you're like, I'm not falling for it. I don't want that. I don't want this. And globally, everyone's kind of like, nah, we need to go back to our corners and everybody figure out what's going on. Because the world, overseas trip, money, luck, world in the palm of your hand, new opportunities. There you go. Once you work on yourself or buy local or buy only corporations that don't outsource labor and XYZ, the local community will thrive, and then you can travel, and then you'll go to another place where they're also pouring into their own local community, and everything becomes like a cool niche travel, so much more fun. If you see, for example, there's a lot of data cybersecurity blackouts in airports today, or whenever you see this, there are. And people are noticing, they're like, nah, hey, elected officials, stop using one company, one cloud corporation, one third-party vendor that has no security at the same level of whatever. Stop putting our lives in jeopardy or our security or data, just like selling it to the highest bidder, because we don't want that. We want privacy. We want not a panopticon, and your systems don't work when it's overly done. So people are moving away from monopolies. So if you see monopolies or, censorship and stuff like that, you're like, oh, I got to get away. Whether it's, you're just like, you know what, everybody has a right to speech. It's like free speech and XYZ. And it's like, you could be disgusted about what they're saying, but you're like, that's the whole point if you're in the US of the right of that. And the corporations are kind of like, shh, no. You don't need to notice that, like, all our money is going for wars and genocides, and don't worry about it. Here. We're giving money to charity, and it's their own, 504 corporation, not 503c, 504, which doesn't need to tell you where their money's going, and all these like weird money flowing into whether they think it's independent influences or not. Queen of Swords, woman over 25 years, brown eyes and brown hair. If you don't look like that, cold, hard, demanding authority. You're like, you know what? As a micro influencer, as a one person who's genuinely here and touches grass, I am not going to corporations that are multinational anymore. I don't care. Though money is looking funny, you outsource the labor, you trade it with AI. You're not just paying, you don't care about who you're hiring, who also maybe doesn't care about that's claim that they don't even care about the standards of food control, quality control. They're cheaping out, right? And people are like, I'm not just eating these toxic foods anymore. I don't care. Let me go find the garden of like, you might have your own. You might plant your own garden with an heirloom, not a GMO modified seed that has a patent on it, right? So Queen of Swords, woman over 25 years, like this is also like maybe you've been thinking about this for 25 plus years, or that's usually the age your mind begins to form completely a little more, 25, 26, where your brain has formed versus before that it's not there yet. It is like you're intelligent, but there's something forming. Look it up. And then King of Wands, man over 25 years, green eyes, blonde to red hair. Again, maturity, king status, monogamy. You're not even being with anybody who's downplaying your empire. You have a great communication skill, and the divine masculine in your life is also not letting people stand over or walk over their local citizens, local whatever. You're going to see a lot of like small grassroots leadership. So man over 25 years, green eyes, blonde to red hair. If he doesn't look like that, just restless, outspoken, ambitious. So ambitions locally start sprouting, whether new companies are going to come, whether you're thrifting because you're like, okay, well, right now there's no manufacturing on site or different services. In the meantime, instead of giving directly to the conglomerates, I can give to, thrifting or people who have their own thrift shops, go on Etsy, whatever, you know what I mean? So you're no longer falling for the okie doke. Again, you see how her hands can uncross? She literally can uncross her hands, take off the blindfold, and it says Two of Swords, peace and harmony. Needing to take the blindfold off, keep reassessing the situation at hand. So it might seem like, well, what about all these visas, XYZ? I think there was like a new thing that just said like H-1B visas are going to get $100,000 fine for the corporations who try to outsource all the time. Because it's like 99% of the corporations outsource, or they have different staffing agencies internationally that don't have the same legal like ramifications, or they could just fall off the earth and just not look like whatever, if they're not in the US legal sphere, like they're not on ground. And so people are like, okay, they're celebrating or not celebrating depending on what jobs are not available. But guess what? There's so many more loopholes. Look up the OPT, look up L1, look up all these other types of visas, right? Like the golden visa, all this stuff. People are like, okay, then what am I supposed to do? If you're looking for a job or a career, don't worry. The community, the locals are literally looking for on-site logistics, on-site. It's like if you're from America, you're like, I want to buy American, not just assembled here, not just outsourced and brought here. I want a corporation that doesn't go overseas, because that's our data, our information, my address, my XYZ. So that's what's happening. And if you're from let's say Bangladesh, you also are supporting your own company. Or if you're from wherever, Japan, you're supporting your own. It's like a lot of people are just like, you know what, we're just going to focus and pour money where we are, and then we'll travel, we'll globetrot later. But really, we need to pour into our own communities right now. And that's really going to just help the whole world at this point, because people, it's like too many outsourced, because it's really just the corporations trying to abuse workers' rights or just pay cheaper and find a free labor, which is why you're going to see a lot of layoffs and all that stuff continue, because they're going to trade it for AI. But AI is your data. It's your whatever. So you're going to see politicians try to fight for privacy rights globally or locally, and maybe people who were not awake to the corporations buying up data. They even buy data about the watersheds, right? So if you go to the bathroom, you flush the toilet, your germs go to a water filtration waste management sewage system. They supposedly can track what diseases are in your city or XYZ or blah, blah, blah. They can see who has what. And then they can if it's, biological issues or warfare or XYZ, they can be like, oh, these people are sick, we could sell them this. Or if they're clogging up toilets at this time, we can mess up the valve and then remotely do it. So a lot of corporations in small towns and everybody's kind of looking at wait, did the whole project of putting everybody on some internet cloud kind of backfire? because now we got to do things manually and make sure that the things aren't being cyber hacked or XYZ. Or maybe you're really like, I want to be a protector. Let me go into law and advocate for that. Or let me, help people find out what corporations that are like, whether it's like wherever you're from, they support the local economy or they don't, or they support toxic foods or they don't. Whatever it is, justice. There is a lot of justice, and maybe the education, the third eye open. Okay, period. They can't play with you. So you're out here like educating people yourself and kind of living by example. You know what I mean? So legal situation or document, police finding out the truth in the matter affecting the balance. And also there's going to maybe